I can always manage to pull off these streams, but I'm having a tough time making videos like I used to. Um, our life is just so much more complicated than it used to be. But Asher, our son, our 1 year old son, has been getting pretty sick. He's been having fevers to 104, which, if you don't know, you don't have kids, it is absolutely terrifying when your kid has a fever of 104. So we've just been dealing with that. There's a huge, if you're wondering, why is Orion wearing two jackets? Also, my sister used to work at Skechers and she got me this really cool, like, limited edition Pokemon Skechers jacket. In fact, in the back, there's a stitching of Pikachu, like a massive Pikachu stitching on the back. It looks gnarly. I wish I could show you guys. Well, I guess I could take it off and just show you guys the back. Anyways, yeah, it's freezing, and I don't want to spend a bunch of money on the gas bill because the gas prices have been going up. If you live in North Carolina, you already know this, or just in general, all the prices have been going up for everything. Yo, Trap and Trap Inch, what's good? I want to stream more. I want to stream more. I want to go ahead and go to the card shop and do a major haul. I want to start getting back into picking stuff up and moving it. The eBay has been booming. Anyways, back to dude, Pokemon's crazy right now. Pokemon's like such a money glitch right now. Anybody who's been in it knows this. Um Anyways, I'm halfway through the Caleb Hammer financial audit with the guy who like doesn't realize he's like got a serious problem with Pokemon, and it is tough watching that video, guys. But that was the plan today, was to get to the gym, come back, and then do that video, kind of my response to this guy and his like lack of really just coherency and just realizing and not ignoring the fact that he has a serious problem. And I feel like a lot of people in the hobby are probably dealing with that, like the addiction aspect of it. But nobody really wants to talk about it, right? Because like, who wants to talk about that and like the psychological aspect of it. Um, I think from a newer collector's perspective, like it's fine, like it's just a fun hobby. But from a collector's perspective, that's like a veteran collector, somebody that's been doing this for a long time, it's pretty hard to watch people blow all their money on Pokemon. Because it's not that that's the problem, it's the fact that people are doing it the wrong way. And people make videos on that all the time, like do Pokemon the right way, right? Um, but I think it's easy to get swept up in this hobby and just do all the wrong things. And I definitely did a little bit of that when I first got into the hobby. Like my theme deck collection back here is a pretty good representation of what I was doing wrong when I first came back into the hobby. And like, honestly, I don't regret it. I love my theme deck collection, and honestly, a lot of it sold really easily. But if I could go back, I would have started going after the stuff that I go after now, which I usually leave this case downstairs. But if anybody wants to look at some grails tonight, we got all the grails right here, and I can kind of take you guys with me just from this perspective because it's so much easier. I do need to turn probably to the lamp in the back so that we can see more easily. But oh yeah, there we go. This might work nicely. But let's see if the light hits it just right. Yeah, I'm trying to find a better way to show you guys some of these cards. I don't know how clear that is. But yeah, this should be fun. Just a different way of showing some of my cards, some of the stuff that's in my collection. I wish I could change the camera orientation like at will. That would be cool. We got my Crystal Lugia right here. I don't know. I guess I'm blocking out. I guess I'm kind of blocking out some of that light. I don't know if it shows a little bit different like this. Oh well. Oh well. If anybody wants to say anything, they can see stuff. I've got my whole collection here with me. Hi.
I'm gonna go do the dishes.
Okay. All right.
You're good. Not sleeping yet, but she's in bed.
Of course she's not sleeping yet. Anyways, my point to wearing the jackets is we have a snowstorm coming into Charlotte, so it is freezing. Our house is freezing. I rarely ever layer up like this, but it is cold in this house right now. But I'm excited. Hopefully we get some snow here. How are you guys doing? What's the weather like over there? You guys getting some snow? Doctor, how we doing? James, how we doing? Killer, how we doing? Yo, that's pretty cool. All the way from Turkey. That's pretty sweet. That's pretty sweet. I wonder if I do it. Oh yeah, this will work. I think this will work. Hold on. I got a good feeling about this. Oh yeah, that's way better lighting that we could see than before. Oh yeah, that's much better. Oh yeah, and way more comfortable. Um, Two of my favorite pickups that I picked up, like not recently, I guess at this point, since I haven't even really picking anything up. I did spend a ton of money. All right, is it good? Wow, that's sick. Okay, so I can text people midstream. That's dope. Snow 95 Fahrenheit here in a couple of days. Oof. Oof. That sounds kind of nice though. That sounds kind of nice. Um, but yeah, I picked up a lot of big stuff semi recently, not like too recently. Picked up a lot of stuff. But yeah, my buddy Billy just sent me a photo of Fusion Strike, some whatnot streamer that he knows is going to open a Fusion Strike box. And I'm like, dude, I remember like just like yesterday, those boxes were like 85.90 and nobody wanted to touch them. And like that sounds so crazy too, just if you think about it. You're like, well, Pokemon just wasn't at that hype point, but it still was because Evolving Skies was really hot. But like I could not believe at the time that people were trashing Fusion Strike. Chilling Rain, I kind of understood because like Chilling Rain has the Blaziken VMAX. That was like the only card I cared about. But Fusion Strike made no sense to me why people didn't like it because you had both the Mews in there, and particularly the Mew V alt is fucking phenomenal. The color of the box, that pink, is amazing. Like, and I wish they would do that with the newer boxes. I wish they would make the boxes cool again. Okay, we need to make boxes cool again. Um, Flare Core, just letting you know, 2 years ago or so, you were all hyped on Gold Stars, and it got me hyped. Bought a Pikachu Gold Star for 300 at this time, pushing 2K. You are very welcome. Yeah, I actually have a local buddy that got me into Gold Stars and like pushed me in that direction. Was like, dude, like you don't know rarity until you're collecting Gold Stars. And I kind of thought it was a little snobby at the time. I was like, bro, like I like what I like. I like older vintage stuff, but the truth was I didn't really have a direction collecting. I just was collecting. And the Gold Stars started me like being more of a connoisseur, more of an enthusiast, more of like building a curated collection. So I have my boy V to thank for that. Even though we have not talked in a really long time, I should probably text him and be like, "Yo, what are you doing?" But yeah, recently these were my two. Kind of hard to show both of these at the same time, but the Neo Genesis Lugia was a huge pickup for me. This card's so beautiful, and like that orb in the middle of the card. I don't know if it shows it clearly, but yeah, there we go. Dude, this was I bought 3 copies of this card. 3 copies. It took 3 tries to get it just right. We had indentions on both of them. Factory indentions. Guys, if you're buying a Neo Genesis Lugia, please, if you get anything out of this stream, be careful. Make sure to check or ask the seller if it has a small indention on this side. About halfway in the picture frame of the card on the side, kind of where that first edition stamp is, it'll be like right in the middle right there. There'll be an indention right there. That was a factory indention that I've seen twice personally, so I know that it's there. Next other big card is this guy right here. Now this is the T17 Typhlosion. This is like low-key, even in a 9, even though the 10 is like the grail, this is still a grail card. I really wanted to get a newer cert copy of this card. I wanted to get a newer cert copy of this card. I had a gnarly swirl, but the guy was asking 4,000. I paid 2,800 for this. And then the guy listed that copy like 3 days later, and I was like, dude, I will give you $3,000 for this copy. for the copy that had the swirl. And it sat for months, and he just sold it for 4,000, and I was so freaking salty about it. And that's the other thing. A lot of cards, like a lot of the prices cards have been going for, has had me really salty to a point where I'm like, I can't do this anymore. Like I can't keep collecting like this and going up against these like millionaire bros that are able to spend this kind of money with no worry in the world. I work really hard for my collection, and it's really hard to keep up with the hobby right now the way that I used to. Um, Anyways, I'm sorry. I'm blabbing. Bro, I'm blabbing so hard. It's good to be back, though. I'm going to go ahead and put this briefcase. Hold on. Sorry, guys. How about now? Is there any sound now? Any sound now? Still? No? Are we back? Are we good? Dude, I hate this so much. Damn it. What was I saying? Okay, I have a lot of regrets. What I was saying is I have a lot of regrets in the hobby. I did a lot of master setting. I was a good master setter. I master set a lot. Oh, I'm dead. Oh, and I know you're behind the chat. Um, can you now scroll up and read the last 5? You guys. Okay. Can y'all hear? I can't. Oh, God, dude, that's so annoying. How many people just came in while no one could hear it? That's just great. Eclipse, yo, what's good? Ronald, what's good? Innie, what's good? AJ, what's good? This is a true tragedy. All the wisdom we missed out on. You're good. So all I did was I basically backed away out of the stream and then just pulled it back up. So now I know that that's what works. Also, they don't think they had this feature before where I could actually switch the camera, or maybe it did and I just couldn't do it because I was on a tripod. So I can actually very easily show you guys some of my favorite cards in a different light, and like, dude, that's so much better. God, I love this. Ah, that's beautiful. Okay, all right, okay. Back to the thing, back to the deal. Yeah, so he was a good master. I got a lot of cards for good prices, despite all my master setting. No, master setting was a huge waste of time for me. It was cool for a little bit. It was like, oh, look at all these vintage sets I almost have master setted. But the conditions weren't good. I was going after the cheapest cards, not the best condition. And like now it's great because now I have so much inventory. Like I have unlimited inventory that I can sell on eBay, which is sick. I just pull cards from the binder and boom. And if I find them again at the shop, I'm going to pick them up. But yeah, next thing I want to do, maybe even tomorrow, honestly, because I'm off tomorrow, which is rare. I'm rarely off 2 days in a row. It like never happens. I'm really glad I ended up doing the stream tonight because I was having a really crappy day. I was feeling like my head just hurt all day. And then we had to take Asher to the doctor, because his hands and his lips went purple the other night, and we were freaked out. So we went to the emergency room at like 10 at night till like 3 in the morning. It's been a lot the past couple days, but when isn't it a lot in my life? I have plenty to complain about. Sorry, guys. But yeah, I would not recommend master setting. I would not. I think it's when you master set too much, I think it's easy to get depressed. So just be careful about the master setting. Oh, life is hard. Are you doing okay now? I'm doing good now. I'm doing good. The real problem I'm having now is I got into paintball. I'm trying not to talk about this too much, but I got into paintball. I spent like 5,000, 6,000 on paintball markers. I just went all in. I bought extra air tanks so I could test the guns out. Anyways, paintball, guys, if you've never done it, it's a whole lot of fun. It's a little pricey for a hobby, but that's why I'm trying to sell on eBay. I'm trying to make it sustainable and buy and sell stuff that will kind of pay for me to go out and play on the weekends. So, and I'm going to try and keep up with that, try and continue it, or I'm just going to give up on it because it's an expensive hobby and it's just not as easy to sell stuff. But I like it. I enjoy it so much. So I'm like, dude, just believe in yourself, stick with it, just like you did with Pokemon, and let something else work out. Because Pokemon is so like oversaturated right now. Like, I don't know. I feel like that's why people are going to One Piece. I don't know. Be careful you don't show Diana. Ryan, you gotta sell that for 50K. Dude, it's crazy, dude. What stuff is going for? All right, we gotta talk about this. We gotta talk about this guy right here. Dude. The Gold Star Rayquaza, dude. Fetching an insane premium these days. Yo, this was like what, 30K? And now it's pushing what, like 90, 80, 90, something like ridiculously stupid. I just checked recently. Someone was trying to sell a European copy for like 180K or something like that. I'm like, bro, like the EU copy is not worth that. Oh, sorry, my lens cover just flew over, dude. Look at this guy. Oh man, it was crazy when I picked this up. Absolutely crazy. For an old cert too, it's clean. It's clean for an old cert. There's definitely some surface scratches on there. You guys are probably gonna see that, but for an old cert, it's still really nice. Oh, but yeah, I could have done that kind of stuff way, way sooner had I just not done theme decks and not done master sets. So yeah. And I still need the Umbreon Gold Star, which is going to be extremely painful. I'm really pissed off that I missed the Fanatics. What was it? Rocket posted in our Discord. If you're in this stream and you're not in the Discord, please just join the freaking Discord. Anyways, yeah, Rocket pointed out the fact that there was maybe an auction or an offer up that went for a Gold Star Umbreon PSA 9. For like 15, 16K, which means I was way about to overpay at 22. So, yeah, I'm bummed out that I missed out on that. Austin, I feel like I owe you inventory at this point. I feel like I owe you inventory for being such an awesome mod. I need to send you something. I need to send you something. And I'm going to be keeping my eye out for anything Blastoise because I know that you're going to appreciate that more than anybody else. I am going to keep my eye out for some, some heavy play, damage, moderate play. I'll look at some LP stuff too, but I'm gonna be looking at some. If I find a cheaper Blastoise, any era Blastoise, I'm gonna be thinking about you, buddy. Been a long time coming. Bro could have paid off all my debt with paintball fun. No, it's not paintball fun. It's not paintball fun. I am investing in paintball. I'm investing. I think the sport can come back. I think it's a lot of fun. I think there's so many avenues with it, right? Dude, people are killing it in the paintball community. They're killing it. There are guys that just, it's kind of like there's grading almost, like, right? Like we grade Pokemon cards, they're worth more money. And paintball, you pick up a gun, you redo the O-rings on it on the bolt so it doesn't leak and it fires smoothly. You pick up the gun for $100. You sell the gun for 300. That's what you can do in paintball. I had my first sale ever a couple days ago. I bought the gun for 200, which like now I'm looking for that same gun. I'm looking for like 160, 170, and I sold it for 300 after fees, like 265, 270. Still, I netted 60, 70 bucks. I barely did anything. I got the gun in, I cleaned it, I lubricated it, I replaced an O-ring. That was pretty much all I had to do. That was an easier one to work on, but like, and then there's the air tanks and the paintball apparel. Dude, there's so much money in it. And I'm trying to kind of create that. I'm trying to start that, right? Anyways, dude, airsoft is way cheaper for sure. Airsoft is way cheaper. I do like military simulated play. I just feel like the fact that there's a paintball field 5 minutes down the road from me now, like to me, it just like it made sense. But anyways, I'm gunning for the Umbreon Gold Star and a PSA 10. Get out of here. What? Why? You're crazy, dude. You're crazy. No, stop. KY Loop. Okay, but real talk. What's going on with you guys? What are you interested in these days? If you guys watched the Caleb Hamill, I forget what his name is, the financial audit video, what did you think about that? Did you think that that was like, did you think that was scripted? Did seem like a little bit of a troll on Pokemon. It was like hard to believe some people are like that ignorant to like their spending in this hobby, but it's possible. I am. Blasty Masty set. I like that. I like that. That sounds good. That rolls off the tongue nicely. Um, I hang out in the Discord with these degenerates, and I'm very blessed that you guys have been so tolerating of my lack of content lately. I feel bad about it, but at the same time, like, I've got a lot going on, so I got to give myself some grace too. Tomorrow's gonna be a better day. Tomorrow will be a better day. Or at least that's what I tell myself. Um, Google gobble one of us. Google gobble one of us. It's like that Wolf on Wall Street. I love that movie. I know it's bad. I love that movie though. That's like one of my favorite all time favorite movies. I've watched that movie so many times. Um, James finally picking up the Chinese exclusive one of 1510 Mew in a couple days. Been on its way for 6 months. Wait, what? Why has it been on the way for 6 months? Why are you waiting so long, bro? That's kind of crazy. Congratulations. The Chinese exclusives are pretty nuts, right? Have we had. What did I miss out on as far as Chinese exclusives? I feel like I would know if I missed out on something massive. Um, really interesting. Yeah, I could get into Chinese exclusives. I could definitely get into Chinese exclusives. Um, as soon as I'm done with English, right? As soon as I'm done crossing off the English cards, I don't know what I'm gonna go after next, though, guys. I have no idea. Um, the Gold Star Umbreon is more of a checklist card. I like the Chinese exclusive Gengar. The Mew's really cool. Just feel like once you start, you can't stop. James, I had a friend in China buy it for me. He brought it back this week, paid 7,000. Biggest purchase of anything ever. Holy cow. Man, that is a lot. That is a lot. Dude, let's not forget Yu-Gi-Oh! Let's not forget Yu-Gi-Oh! And you can't ever be done with English, right? Like, I'm so full of it. I'm never going to be done with English. Never. God, it's so sad, dude. Stuff like that Neo Genesis Heracross. That's the one that got away right there. That's the one that got away. I'm not sure what I'm going to go after, though, next, dude. Fossil Dragonite would be sick. I have to work out a deal with my boy Billy. My boy Billy's been trying to get to work a deal with me where I buy a light Arcanine. If I can get a deal on a light Arcanine and then trade him that light Arcanine, I don't know why. He doesn't want me to buy the card. He has an Aquapolis Tyranitar, but he doesn't want me to buy it. He wants me to trade him, like only trade. So I have to find a light Arcanine that's somehow cheaper than the Aquapolis Tyranitar. That's one of my challenges that I keep putting off because I know it's going to be impossible. I feel like the light Arcanine is always going to cost more than the Aquapolis Tyranitar. Now, I do have the Aquapolis Tyranitar. You guys know I've got my Shining Tyranitar and the Aquapolis Tyranitar, but it's a PSA 9. I would like to get this card in a 10. And then I'm also like, should I just go into 9s now? Should I just go into 9s? I don't know. I don't know. Also, Yu-Gi-Oh! I've been putting Yu-Gi-Oh! Off for forever. And I know I keep saying, like, I'm going to get into Yu-Gi-Oh! I'm going to get into Yu-Gi-Oh! Like, instead of paintball, Ryan, why didn't you just throw 5 bands into Yu-Gi-Oh! It would have gone really far. So, I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing right now. I'm okay to admit that, too, because, like, I'm, like, diving into a whole new hobby, and it's taken a lot of time, and now I, like, feel a little more confident with it, and I'm like, okay, let's tone it back, and let's get back into Pokemon, and then this will be another side hustle that you don't go so hard in until I start selling stuff more regularly, but, yeah, Yu-Gi-Oh's fire. Yu-Gi-Oh's fire. We might be. It's not It's not you, it's me. Um, dude, those Egyptian god cards though, the Egyptian god cards, um oh no, Diana's in the chat too. Oh no. She's listening to my master plans. Oh man. Diana definitely wants me to take a break from paintball though. She's like, can we stop with the paintball? Like I miss Pokemon. I miss when you would just rant endlessly about Pokemon cards. Um Only tens I claim are god cards, dude. But those are so sick, dude. The Egyptian god cards are so freaking sick. Um Ain't nothing master about those plants. Uh, no, but yeah, what's everybody what are people up to? What are people collecting right now? Um Wonder what I'm gonna get into when I get back in though. Yeah, I need the Quaplus Tyranitar. I probably need to sell. Where is it? I probably need to sell my duplicate Gengar 9s. I probably need to sell these. But I'm trying to hold on to them because I feel like these are going to absolutely explode at one point and can offset the cost of my 10s a decent bit because I was stretched pretty thin to get those 10s to make that happen. You can put her in timeout. It's all good. She'll be okay. She'll survive. James, how we doing? I just started my collection, and so far I have 2 Lilies, Robo-Bees, and Togamaru IRs. You got to start somewhere, bro. You got to start somewhere. God, man. Coming into this hobby is like such a magical, amazing thing. Everything is so new. And like still, even to this day, with the sets just pumping out, everything is still so new. There's so many amazing arts coming. Um, oh, I'm in trouble. I can hear footsteps. And
Why did I just get a notification saying that I was putting time out? That is not cool. You know what? I'm not even gonna watch your videos anymore.
Diana's offended.
Right?
She's
I'm
offended. Sorry, no wifeys allowed in the stream. It's okay. It's only a timeout. It's only temporary.
I'm gonna put you in timeout. Take your phone away.
Chris, Lil Beezy, how we doing? Chris, my PSA submission through GameStop showed as arrived 1 day later. What do we think, guys? I think you'll probably be fine. I've never done a submission with PSA. Never ban the wife. How is she not a mod? Diana doesn't have time to be a mod. She's busy momming. She's got to be a moderator in the household. What was I gonna say? Yeah, coming into the hobbies, it's an amazing thing, dude. There's so much to explore, but it's good to have people in your corner that can give you a little bit of advice on like how to go about it. And I feel like just the 3 universal things. There's so much. Like someone was talking to me about paintball on eBay and it went into Pokemon. And that's the other thing. I can get people that are in paintball into Pokemon. They see my paintball listings and then they're like, holy crap, this dude sells a lot of Pokemon stuff. But he was asking me, he's like, dude, so like Pokemon's really hot right now. Like, what should I be buying? What should I go after? And it's like amazing. Like, of course, people that are coming into the hobby are going to have those questions. Like, where do we go from here? but there's three main pillars pretty much. I feel like vintage is number one. If there's one thing I'm going to say, it's vintage is number one. That should have been the MO from the very fucking beginning. Should have been the MO. Pardon my French. Two is buy what you like the most, right? Even if it's not worth jack. Buy what you like. And if that ends up being modern, that's cool. But for me personally, vintage is king. It's always going to be king. And then three, I would say, is buy booster boxes. Just buy booster boxes and sit on them. And get a good price. Don't just blindly buy them, right? Get a good price. Look at the market. That's it. That's it. That's all I got. That's really all I got. I could say and get into grading. Grading is like so lucrative. I could say that, but honestly, I know Turtle is probably still killing it grading, right? He's probably still grading so much crap. But me, personally, I don't do that great with grading. You guys know that. I do much better just buying the singles. But I think grading is probably another big pillar. Like finding cards, not going for quantity, but going for quality and like finding the best centered cards with no flaws and then trying to grade those. Me, Diana, you want to be a mod? I'm gonna add Diana as a moderator. I'm gonna make you a managing moderator. Diana just superseded all of you. Moderator. See, the wife you want to be a mod. I told you. Also, I didn't think too deeply into this, but if Diana's really mad at me one night, technically she could ruin the stream, but that's okay. And honestly, I don't think she would ever do anything like that. And honestly, she's usually not mad at me for very long. I just have to make sure I don't buy too many $10,000 to $20,000 Pokemon cards without telling her. But okay. Okay, so we have Perfect Order coming. Ascended Heroes. Ascended Heroes already came out, right? I've been out of it for a little while. I could literally pull a tab up and literally look up if Ascended Heroes came out. But you guys know how I am. These sets roll together and I never keep track of them. I do a set. I talk about a set overview basically. And that's about it. But, dude, Turtle is in the building. Yeah, I was just talking about you, Turtle. You still grading a ton of stuff. What are you seeing in the hobby? I value your input a ton. What's hot right now? What's not hot right now? What kind of trends are you seeing? You're going to shows more than anybody else I know that isn't a vendor. You gave her enough power to alter everything anyone sees with lives. What's yours is hers if she wants to grab some motherfucker. That's all right. Billy's in the building. Billy, I'm just talking about one of my quests, which is somehow to find a light Arcanine that is cheaper than the Aquaplus Tyranitar, so that we can make a deal work. No, but sup, bro? Goat raw hunting is definitely fun. Getting the 10 grade for vintage is so difficult. Oh, dude, Billy, come on now. That's not even possible. Getting a 10 in vintage is not even possible at this point. It is so difficult. It's amazing to even see vintage 10s and modern certs. It's such a special thing. Better off buying PSA 10 for sure. I remember buying Unlimited Dark Charizard in 2021 for 300, graded in a 7. Dude, holy crap. Graded in a 7 for 300? Unlimited? Oh my god, that had to have been like the peak of the hype. Because I feel like in 2021, that was like maybe $100 in a PSA 7. I don't know. James, I heard Ascended Heroes has guaranteed hit in every pack. Oh boy. Okay, so you say I heard. Okay, so Ascended Heroes hasn't dropped. No way. It's out on the 30th. Oh wow, 30th of this month. Thank you, Professor. I appreciate that. We keep each other in the loop, right? Turtle, I've been kind of out of it for like a month, not gonna lie. Whoa. And I feel like that says a lot about the hobby too. Like people that have been in it grinding, believing in it. But there's probably some other, external stuff happening in your life or something like that. If you feel free to elaborate. Diana, oh stop, drama queen. Oh, Diana likes being a part of our chat. This is amazing. Turtle, I also am really enjoying doing the streams like this. I gotta say, this is so much more fun and way more freeing just because, like, it just feels like I'm talking to my friends on FaceTime, I kind of like that versus, like, the whole, like, you know, get the thing ready, sit in the chair like I'm doing the interview. Um, Turtle, I think the Logan Paul sale is bringing up a lot of eyes hype back. Okay, so the Logan Paul sale. God, I've missed so much. What Logan Paul sale? What Logan Paul sale? Did he sell the Pikachu Illustrator? Did this happen? Maybe it did. Maybe I even talked about it. But I don't think I did. I think he was trying to sell it. He took it off of Liquid Marketplace. Andrew, how we doing? James, I'm gonna be here frequently. Billy, going to West Coast Card Show in 3 weeks. Excited for sure. I can't wait for doing the Light Arcanine deal. And Billy, I can't say enough. You've been a really good friend to me. I've had a lot of people in this hobby and in paintball be really pushy with making deals, and you've been like super forgiving and giving me a lot of grace when I said we're gonna make this deal, we're gonna make this deal, we're gonna make this deal, and I had to keep pushing it back. And then, I got the Sabrina Gengar in a 10, which now we're twinning. And then, of course, I bought that's the wrong Lugia. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. I bought the third Lugia, which I'm sure was annoying because it's like, you guys are probably like, Orion, stop buying the Lugia. It's not working. You're not finding a good copy. We finally found that good copy. It's so freaking clean. So freaking clean, dude. Oh my God, dude. I'm so happy with this copy. And I can't believe that it's an old cert. What is the deal with me and old certs? But yeah, that was... been putting that off. And now I racked up my credit card buying paintball stuff. So I'm like, dude, you better start making some sales. So, but I did it. It's done. I can't go back. I can only move forward and try and be mindful of how much time I spent in Pokemon the past, in paintball the past. It is funny that they both my favorite hobbies right now start with a P, right? Pokemon, paintball. How weird is that? Maybe it's not weird, just coincidental. I like this vibe. Anders, please, a box of Pokemon. Please. Wow, do you even Pokemon? No, bro, we have a month left. We have a month left? Oh, you're talking about Ascended Heroes. Or no, you're talking about next. Wait, somebody said when it was releasing the 30th. So is that February 30th? It's like crazy because people are talking about these sets like so far ahead that it's like tweaks me out. I'm like, did we already get Ascended Heroes or what? I would probably know that though, right? Because people would be going nuts. I love Pokemon too, Andrew. We share that in common. I may have strayed from the path of righteousness, but I'm getting it together. That didn't make any sense. It's at auction, ends early February. It's at auction, ends early February. Wait, it's like a 3-week auction? How does that work? That's wild. Ray, how we doing? I appreciate you popping in. Um, Jay, Jason Del Carmen, how we doing? Orion, help me decide my next grail. Oh, see, I love this. I would love to help you guys. If you're ever thinking about a grail card, would love to help you steer you in the not like steer you in the right direction, but just tell you like this one. If you give me like three that you're looking at, don't just be like, I need to know what's the next card to buy. Like I don't want to be the shepherd herding the sheep. That's not my intention. My intention is to like be a part of the community and collectively like decide on stuff. Um okay, you did tell me. Oyama Pikachu or Shining Mewtwo. I love these particular Japanese cards like Oyama's Pikachu. Awesome. Love it. Love that little funny, playful, cutesy art style. We're going to go with the Shining Mewtwo. And I will tell you why in 5 seconds. 1 minute. Okay. You're going to go with the Shining Mewtwo because look at this. It's amazing. It's beautiful, dude. These are so underrated still. The problem is the holo is it's so hard to actually like see the holo and appreciate it. Um it's such a tough Mewtwo. Look at that face. Look at the expression, dude. He is not fucking around. He's not fucking around. I try to shorten the curse words so I'm not technically cursing, right? He's fucking around, right? Or he's not fucking around. He's ready to fuck some shit up. Yeah, I'm still cursing a lot. Anyways, yeah, this card is absolutely sick. A grail to many. I would like to get this in a PSA 10. It's so hard. Even right now, it's so hard to like show how beautiful these look in person. Sunlight helps. Sunlight definitely helps. Shinings in general, I still need the Shining Magikarp. So yeah, the more I think about it, the more I'm like depressed at how much some of these cards cost now. I need Shining Magikarp. I need Shining Gary still. And I need the ones that I have in a 9 and a 10. But I don't need. I need to like, and that's why I'm saying like maybe 9s are the move, right? So much more affordable. And so hard to get a 10. So like a 9 is good value. James, I do Pokemon. Austin, I've just played the games and watched the shows till this point, though I know how to play the TCG. I'm trying to start a collection. If I'm successful enough, open a shop. Whoa there, cowboy. You don't need to open a shop. Just have an eBay, man. Just have an eBay store. It's super easy. And honestly, a shop, you're going to have really high overhead costs. I think just having an eBay is super what's the confidence instilling, right? Do that before you have a shop. And then when you have a shop, the eBay can supplement your shop. And then your shop will get more exposure. Yeah, I love eBay. eBay's been good to me. Other than the sucky fees. Professor Flesher, how we doing? Oh yeah, we're saying fire to the Shining Mewtwo. Turtle, someone offered 10.2 million privately, apparently. Could end up being the most expensive card sale ever. Now, not the most expensive TCG sale ever. Could Pokemon literally trump everything? And I mean, everything. I mean, really, there's baseball, football. That's like the gist of basketball. Maybe? I don't know sports TCG, so I don't know how vast that goes. All I know is like I don't see how a rookie Michael Jordan card, like an OG Michael Jordan card, or a a very rare baseball card. I don't know how that would ever be trumped by Pokemon just because of the history, but Pokemon defies all odds. So is that just that? I would assume that's just in the Pokemon space, but not maybe in the TCG space ever. That's crazy. Ray, I have Pokemon. I have PokeCon this month. Any cards I should be on the lookout for? One thing that would be on my radar for a modern card that I would be looking for is the Phantasmal Flames Charizard. Unfortunately, I just like that card, but with the price, it's probably not worth it. That card is probably going to get chopped in half over the next 6 months. I don't know. What do you guys think about the Phantasmal Flames Charizard? Do you think that price can hold? I don't. It's an amazing Charizard card, but I don't see why it would defy all odds compared to all the Charizards that were awesome that we've had in the past. I think the price is insane right now, unless it's that hard to pull. Uh, and also, we got to know the pops on that. But yeah, you guys feel free to chime in. Austin and Punani. James, I do like the Flygon illustration rare. Yeah. I think I'm right there with you. You're talking about the Phantasmal Flames Flygon illustration rare. That is a beautiful card. I had one in my grading pile. It's still in my grading pile, but I'm like, dude, this is not gonna get a 10. Like it's just slightly off center, and you have to realize that they're not gonna give you a 10. They're just not. I've been way too hopeful with modern cards I've graded. Also, I paid 150 for the PSA membership, and January is going to roll by, and it's like I should be trying to do a sub at least every other month if I've got that PSA membership. Also, with One Piece, I have one of the PSA One Piece promos. I bet that card's probably blown up. I forget what it was. Hold on, let me. In fact, now that I'm doing this angle, I can just show you guys what was in my grading pile. Even though you guys have seen the same old grading pile a million times. Dude, Sceptile is so fucking dope. He's so cool. Dude, this is what I love about... I do love that I started those binders because there's so many cool binder cards that I pulled out. Dude, this Dragonite is sick. Also, just real quick, dude, the EX Sandstorm evolutions are fucking so fire, bro. It's kind of nice to just have these in a top loader too. Like sometimes I feel like I should just have a top loader collection or a card saver collection and not have everything graded. Because like there's nothing wrong with just having a card like this. It's still going to go up in value. People are still going to pay a crazy amount of money for raw cards, no matter if they're in this condition, which this is rough, but it's so sick. Oh yeah, I picked this one up from the shop. Dude, I still think $80 for a first edition raw Raichu from Fossil, I still feel like that was fire. Maybe it was 50. Okay, after I saw the back of that card, I was like, no, there's no way that was 80. This one was 50. This Haunter was 50. This Haunter, I really want to get graded. With all the Gengar hype I've been on, this Haunter looks like it has potential. Venomoth. It was so cool picking up those. Yeah, my level X Dusknoir. Ooh, this Dragonite. This Dragonite. Is this that set number? Is that Legends Awakened? Doubt it. God, I completely forgot what these sets were. This Rattata is chewed up, but it has a really nice swirl. Yeah, like there's just some cards. Like I'm like, dude, why did you tear up your binders? Why? Why, dude? It looked, but it's so nice to have all these cards out and to be like, dude, look at all the stuff you acquired over the years, and you just. Yeah, we got some Houndooms. Would love to get some Grail Houndoom cards. That'd be cool. But for now, these are nice. Team Rocket returns. Houndour. Oh, I wanted to grade this Charmeleon that we pulled from Phantasmal Flames. This reverse Charmeleon. That is not a white dot. That's like a speck or something right there. Same with this Charmander. This Charmander we got out of Phantasmal Flames. I'm like, dude, could these super modern... Oh, here it is. Here's the Flygon. Dude, this is the Flygon I think he was talking about. I know I'm like way, way late. Miss Selmer, MD Selmer, the 10.2 offer was fake. Logan just posted a video about it today. Okay, well, at least he posted a video that is fake. It's so crazy that Logan Paul is still like... one of the most iconic people in the Pokemon space. Not even like PokeRev. Logan Paul is probably the most iconic person in the whole space. People can talk all the shit they want. Like, I love watching Kira's videos. I know Kira is not a fan of Logan Paul. And I'm not a fanboy at all, guys. I just think it's undeniable that he blew the hobby up, for better or for worse. I think he kind of put it on the map. But yeah, this Flygon, dude. What do you guys think? Is this too off center? It's actually pretty damn good, but it's still enough off center where I'm like, nope, they're not going to give me a 10 on this. The back is great. The back's great. It's just the front that I'm a little worried about, but I want to know that I opened that Phantasmal box. I'm really excited to get this graded, though. This Mega Gengar EX, I don't even care. We got to send that off. Also, this 151 Gengar, I would love to get this Komiya artwork slabbed up. This Gengar is the most underrated Gengar in all of Pokemon, I think, is this one right here. This art is phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. Oh, man. It's good to see these cards again. It's been too long. Yeah, this Pikachu I really want. This was a $2 Pikachu. This was in the $2 binder. And I get that, like, if it gets a 9, it's not really worth anything. But, like, what are the chances this gets a 9? The back is fucking so clean. And I've gotten harder and harder and harder on myself. I get real hard. No, I'm just kidding. I've gotten really hard on myself in terms of grading, like trying to be more realistic. I know this is a little off center. Like I know it's a little off center, but I'm just like, bro, it's so clean. Still, I love Pikachu, so get that graded. Here's the One Piece card I was talking about. I wonder if this Shanks has exploded in value. That would be interesting with One Piece going crazy. This is a PSA exclusive promo, and the centering is perfect. You guys can see that centering. It's perfect. This card is ready, in my opinion, to get a PSA 10, which would be great because I was like, I'm not going to just sell this. I actually really like this One Piece artwork. So I also really like the color red, and his hair is red, so I was like, I kind of fuck with it. One Piece cards are nice. And we got a couple more Salamence. Anyways, appreciate you two, dog. Billy, my boy. Title Stormer. How do you recommend someone balance using their credit card and carrying debt versus collecting cards that go up in price? Finding it really tough in this market. Oh man. It's really hard. I'm not even gonna act like I know how to balance that because I don't. Clearly I don't, because I still have a lot of debt on my credit card. Most of which is due to these two Gengars. Well, yeah. To these two Gengars right here. Wait. There we go. There we go. Dude, I'm so happy I have these, though. Like, bro, I wanted this for so long and just kept putting it off, Anyways, it's really hard to balance it. At the end of the day, you're just going to, if you want it badly enough, it's going to come down to that. Because there's always someone out there that also wants it badly enough. And if you have the line of credit and you have enough income to pay it off quickly, go for it. The problem is you spend that money and then you're like stressed out trying to pay it off. And then you see something else you like. And it's very easy to forget, like, I just racked up $25,000 in debt on that one card. What's another 3 or 4? You know, it's very easy to rack that up. Now, granted, I have my bar income. I make salary. On top of that, I make tips, so I go home every night with cash, which helps me buy cards from the shop. I have my rental income that comes from our old house. So I have a unique situation where I can use the debt. Now, I'm still not doing it the right way. I still end up paying interest every month, and I have been for the last 2 months. I've paid more interest than I've ever paid. But it's worth it because the cards have gone up more in value. So in terms of, I don't know how to answer balance. I just know that if you're confident a card is going to go up in value, you see the potential there, and it's a good opportunity. You get a good deal on it. There's a good chance in Pokemon that that card you're looking at goes up more than your credit card interest, right? Like it either balances out and you're just like, in my opinion, I didn't give a crap whether the cards went up or not. For me, it was more like this is do or die. I feel like these cards are about to be extinct. Um, the problem with a pullback and a market correction with vintage cards, which I still want that too. I think it's healthy. But the problem with it is there's so few of them. So with that, you kind of just got to pull the trigger and hold on for dear life. And if you really like the cards, then who cares? Um, but now doing something else like racking up $50,000 in credit card debt buying sealed modern booster boxes, that is a terrible idea because there is no way in hell that interest gets balanced out by the value creation. I think a lot of people right now are getting stuck because they're doing modern sealed booster boxes. It was a different time before. Not only did you have cheaper MSRP, but you had below MSRP. We're not even getting that. And I know people hate that argument, like below MSRP, it's never coming back. But trust me, when really hard times in this country come, none of this stuff matters. And we have not had that happen in this country yet. We have not had a reckoning yet. Okay? And I'll know, believe me, I'll know. Because when QuantumScape crashes, like fully back to nothing, I'll know that shit's about to hit the fan. And by QuantumScape, I mean the only stock that I'm very actively, heavily invested in, which is doing okay right now. It had like a 10% day yesterday, or maybe that was actually today. I don't know. It's really tough in this market, though, because stuff is so expensive. It's so expensive. But you can't help but be irresponsible financially. Like, I think it's being financially irresponsible in this hobby is it's the lifestyle, right? I just think as long as you're not just going to every store, buying up everything, opening it, getting nothing, and then doing that over and over and over and over perpetually, like you're never buying singles, you're gonna get hurt. I don't think it's wrong to open. I've opened myself on this channel, not as much as I should or want to, but I think it's good to open stuff. That is the full experience of Pokemon, is opening up the packs. When you pull a card that's a chase card, it's crack. It's straight crack. Just don't get carried away with that. Buying singles, I think, is a safe bet. And I think even if you're racking up your credit card, but you're buying good singles, I don't think you can lose. Also, if you're racking up your credit card on singles from the shop that are easy, quick flips, that are hot, I think vintage is always hot. I have no problem moving vintage cards. My problem is that I price too high and I price for the future values. I don't price thinking I'm going to double my money on everything. I price knowing that I'm okay to wait 6 months, a year for that card to sell. I'm okay with that. There's no rush in Pokemon. It all goes up eventually. But yeah, I think if you're racking up your credit card, going into shops, picking up stuff to flip, that's a great move too, because you can get that money back quick. Like singles are liquid. If I was going into the shops, I would probably stay away from like buying graded PSA 10 cards and trying to flip those. I would probably stay away from that. Buying raw and selling raw, I think, is the best thing that you can do, honestly. And that's what works for me personally. I think I can sell a card that's raw for more than I could even get in that card graded, like straight up. Okay, sorry guys. Jason, you're so right. Shining Mewtwo might have to be the play. I know I'm like way, way behind. Shining Mewtwo or Mewtwo? I'm still going to take Shining Mewtwo, bro. It's vintage over everything, but Mewtwo is sick. Speaking of, what is going on with the Latios GX? I would love to know what's going on with that tag team card. I still have all of my tag team cards. I still have all of my tag team cards in this binder, and I have all of my, yeah, I'm wearing PJs. What you know about it? And I've got all my Sword and Shield, or no, Sword and Shield and Sun and Moon alt arts and tag teams are in here, and then Scarlet and Violet, everything Scarlet and Violet is in here. You can tell I do a lot of OnlyFans with my feet. Dragon Ball Z type artwork, yeah, for that One Piece. Dude, Dragon Ball Z is sick too. Bro, Dragon Ball Z is sick too. I wish I could do it all, man. I really do. I like a little bit of everything. I don't like feeling like I have to always buy Pokemon. I see cool Dragon Ball Z cards. There's a buddy of mine who has a bunch, like, he pulled like all the best Dragon Ball Z cards and he doesn't even want them. But he wants like market for everything. And I'm like, damn it, why couldn't you be a cooler friend and just hook me up slightly below market? I offer him 70% on a card and he gets 72% from the shop. It's like, it's ridiculous. I'm like, dude, you're like actually hurting my feelings. But yeah, dude, Dragon Ball Z is sick. Um, Professor, got to change guard to one of those sparkling purple shiny feature. Oh, yeah, no, I know for sure. So I have that. If you're talking about the Gengar, so I have my 9 in the Nebula. The Nebula honestly looks way better. Nebula looks way, way better in a 9. Okay. Dude, let's not even talk about graded guard protectors. Guys, I have a problem. I'm sick. I literally have a pile of graded card protectors. Just so many extra guard protectors. Oh yeah, here's the stack. It's I've sold a lot of stuff. You can see we've got some missing spots, but there's still a lot of stuff there. There's my modern Yu-Gi-Oh right there. But yeah, dude, I have so many guards. So many guards. Like don't you love that when you're just buying guards like for future cards and then like you just like right now I'm not even buying anything at all. This is so funny. Um Billy, I know you don't love the Expedition Mewtwo, but it's stunning with the lightning in the back. Definitely Aquapolis Lugia vibes. So absolutely spot on with the Aquapolis Lugia vibes. Like that's also why I like the Aquapolis Tyranitar. I love those stormy type cards. Um, Rockets Zapdos is like right up there too. It's really cool. I mean, it's a little bit of a goofy looking art for Zapdos, but again, I like that vibe. Turtle, yeah, okay. I know I'm like way, way, way behind. Okay, let's just scroll down. No, I'm not way behind actually. I'm not way behind. Turtle, yeah, the reason I've been taking the break is I've been waiting on subs and I'm out of spending money right now. Otherwise, I'd be going crazy buying. Kind of sucks that I'm missing this buying opportunity. Is this really a buying opportunity? So again, elaborate. Like what are you seeing? Why does it feel like it's a major buy opportunity? Are people dumping modern? Why would it be a buying opportunity? Or you just feel like you're kind of stuck in a limbo. Austin, 2K pops and is going like 600 raw. Whoa. Wait, Austin, what are you referring to with that? I gotta know. Spencer, I dislike scalpers so heavily. Everyone wants to blame scalpers, and I get it. Like we all dislike scalping, right? But it doesn't matter. Believe me, it doesn't matter. It might matter now, but the printing facilities are coming. Everyone that thinks this is just a money glitch is gonna get a dose of reality with modern. It's gonna be vintage. It's gonna be vintage. Everyone's gonna start moving to vintage or just the modern vintage, right? Sun and Moon, Sword and Shield is it will I'm gonna start referring to that as the modern vintage, right? Because it's gas. It is really good modern and it has a lot of room to grow. Um but yeah, it's not gonna be easy to just scalp and make money. Trust me, they're gonna print so much. I know it's tough right now though. Spencer, but I'm even more mad at my mom for buying all my TCG when I was 12 because burning it all because the devil. Yeah, that's tough. I had a friend whose mom was just like that, like very, very Christian, and it sucked because he just could not get into TCG the way I wanted it. Uh, G collects, think, uh, nice Flygon. What's the hype about Flygon? It's about is it about of the game playing training hard with Trapinch to finally get the Flygon in the end? I think it's just a nice artwork for Flygon. And honestly, Flygon hasn't gotten a lot of awesome artwork in general in the hobby. Um, I think it's fine, the Flygon. I have an extreme amount of CC debt still. And I feel like that's the entire hobby. That's everybody right now. Is just we all have a lot of debt. We're all trying to catch up. Um, oh yeah, what are your thoughts on the Caleb Hammer Pokemon episode? Shit was crazy. Dude, that guy. So again, I said this earlier in the stream. I feel like it was scripted. I feel like that was scripted. Like, are you that ignorant? Like, you really don't think you have a problem? Like, it's like you got to have your Pokemon money, even if you're living with your sister. I just thought that was bizarre. It felt a little bit scripted, and I also felt like Caleb was being a little bit of a d bag, just with like being like, so like, what is this? Like, what is this like lacrosse? Like, I was just like, bro, you're not even giving it a chance. And this guy is making it look terrible. So I think if you had someone like me going on that podcast, I'd be like, all right, so I bought this Gengar for 25,000. I put it on my credit card. Is the only way I could afford it. He's like, well, why are you buying it if you can't afford it? And I'm like, because I have a massive mortgage and massive bills, and there's nothing left over for me. I spent all of what would be my money to spend on this stuff. I spent it on a house for our family, and that's all great and that's wholesome. But to be honest, I wanted to stay in our old house. I had a bunch of money saved up for the first time in my life since I met Diana, since we had kids. Like, things were at a peak for me right before we moved because I was so well off financially. Anyways, neither here nor there. I'm screwed now. I'm house poor now. But we love our house, but I'm house poor as fuck. Yeah, it's the only way to get that card, and like now people are trying to sell it for $40,000. You're gonna tell me that going into credit card debt for 2-3 months and paying $500, $600, $700 in interest a month is not worth it to see a card go up in value $15,000. And that was that one card. I bought a lot of cards that went up in value the past couple months. Anyways, yeah, dude, it was really sad seeing Caleb just like rail that guy. And just knowing that there's so many people out there like that. It's like, what is Pokemon doing for our, like on a broad scale, like our society and shit? Like, what is Pokemon really doing for this generation? If we all think it's about money and everyone jumps on the bandwagon and everyone just loses like this guy does, it's gonna be trouble. And I could see myself in the guy that he was interviewing, right? I could relate to that. I could relate to being like, what do you mean? It's fun. It's like we open the packs. I also think that he's very new to it. And that's what it feels like when you're new to it. You got to scour the stores. You got to buy. You got to open everything. What's weird is when I was starting out buying modern and storing it, like investing wasn't a thing really at the time yet. Like people weren't talking about it like that. I was still kind of hoarding it. So for me, it's never been investing. It's always been hoarding. Um, and it just sounds like this guy and me just aren't alike in that sense where like he would get all this stuff to open at some point in time and I would get all of it because I'm a hoarder. And I'm like, this is cool. It's hard to find this stuff. So I'm going to hold on to it as long as I can. And then it just became investing. What did you guys think? Those of you who watched the Caleb Hammer financial audit video, it's like 2 weeks old now. It's old news now, but what do you guys think of that? Also, Kira made a video. I watched it briefly, but she's talking about this Reddit thread where the wife is talking about how her husband is just out of control in debt and just buying Pokemon stuff and how they both pay half of the bills, but they're like drowning because of him. Astonishing. Like, if my hobbies really impacted my family's life, and I've had points like that early on where it was getting a little sketchy, and I basically like broke down to Diana and I'm like, I'm screwing up. I'm sorry. I need to pull back or have a different strategy. people need to do that. They need to be honest with themselves about where they're at and like, do they need to reprioritize, re-strategize? Very sad. Okay. Ace Trainer, have a PSA 2 Torchic I pulled from my childhood. Thoughts on what to do with collecting the Mudkip Trico? Collect lower grades or get all nines? Gonna display together. So I think PSA 1s have a massive premium, whereas PSA 2s don't. I say go for the PSA 2s if you want to, man. Because that would be cool to have all those together and be like, I pulled the Torchic myself. It's pretty amazing to pull a gold star like that yourself. You cannot discount the value of that. That being said, you could also sell your PSA 2 Torchic. I know that would kill you, right? You pulled it yourself. But at the end of the day, what do you value most? What do you want to collect the most? You can roll that into something you value more. You could even sell the PSA 2 Torchic from your childhood and roll that into buying a bunch of raw cards from a shop and selling those. I mean, it's not all about money. The problem is if you want to collect hardcore, you need a sustainable way to do that. And the only way to do that is by selling. It's the only way to do it. You can't do it any other way. Not if it's all you're thinking and breathing, right? If Pokemon is all I'm thinking and breathing, you bet your butt I'm buying stuff to sell. But I'm not telling everybody in the world they should be buying sealed product and that's going to make them rich. It works for content creators. We make money off of it, ad revenue. We're making money off the ads and people watching our videos. It doesn't matter if our boxes go up in value. It doesn't matter because you just keep pushing that agenda and it's a pack mentality and you're making money off the ad revenue just talking about the stuff that's going to go up. All of it is like self-prophesizing. Is that the right word? It's just manifesting, really. It's just people making content manifesting this shit. It's not actually reality. I don't think people actually really want sealed booster boxes. I think it's this whole thing we created. I do think people badly want the actual cards. That I believe. Granted, it is nice. It is nice to have your sealed, a couple sealed booster boxes. It is nice to have that on display. But again, even doing that, right? Like with all of my vintage boxes, right? All my empty vintage boxes display really, really nicely. And it's about the art, and I just want the box art, right? You can't say that about modern boxes. It's not about the box art. It's like, oh, but I have my wall of booster boxes. Does that really look all that great? I don't know. You could literally just have the empty boxes, buy them for like next to nothing, get them from your friends after they open a set. Like, I've got my Phantasmal Flames down there. It's kind of a reminder of, the set I opened recently. And it looks great. It looks great. It's my one little box to just be like, oh, that's cool. That was a fun set. People don't need to have these boxes. It's so crazy. Austin, I did not screenshot anything. Favorite starter, everybody. Oh, dude. That's really tough. That's really, really tough. I think Bulbasaur, honestly, is one of my favorite starters. I think I prefer Bulbasaur to Charmander and Squirtle if we're just talking first evolution line starters. Speaking of Bulbasaur, I don't know what's going on with my Bulbasaur plushie over in the corner. He's like smooshed. He's a smooshed plushie. It's like somebody sat on him. I don't know what the deal with that is. I have 10% battery left on my phone. Just gonna be honest. My phone is gonna die soon. So, and honestly, this went way longer than I thought it would, which is probably good. We needed to do a good live stream. Almost an hour and a half. Okay, Phantasmal Flames Charizard is 2,000 pop in PSA 10. Okay. That's not crazy in pop. That's actually not crazy in pop. not for how popular the set is and how many people are going for that card and how many people are grading right now and grading that Charizard specifically. So that's actually feels kind of low. Now, wait a minute. 2,000 in a PSA 10. How many graded in total? That's got to be a massive number, though. And, people are cracking stuff, regrading it. Turtle, buying opportunity with Sword and Shield and early SV, in my opinion. Sealed is moving up, and singles usually follow quickly. Some of the slabs I'm holding have gone up from 37.5K to 42K in the past week or so. Wow. Okay. I'm going to keep that in mind. Sword and Shield, Scarlet Violet, singles. I'm going to keep that in mind. I mean, yeah, it makes sense. It's bound to happen eventually. Good deal. No Blastoise cards since Stellar Crown. Wow. Are you still watching Lovebirds price? Well, I would like to know what the Lovebirds are at. Yeah, I still want that tag team card. What's the point of having the Gengar Mimikyu and all the other dope tag team cards? The Marshadow Machamp and the Blastoise and Piplup. Like, what's the point of having those if you don't have the Latias Latios? So, yeah, I would definitely like to know what those are. You don't watch enough Caleb to know it's not scripted. Watch more. Great impression. That's just how Caleb is. He's not a Pokemon fan. The dude was an extreme example of a Pokemon fanatic, though. Yeah, they could not have picked a worse example of like somebody who's a collector. Anthony, One Piece is worse in terms of genuine love versus money making. One Piece is 1,000%. The people are definitely flocking to make the money. I did meet guys though when it was first came out that were very deep in it and like very much believed in it. So I think there's definitely a very serious collector base there. The only way I found pack opening to be sustainable was with grading, and even then, sustainable didn't mean it was worth it financially. Right. Professor Fletcher, what is the lowest PSA grade that is acceptable and able to appreciate over time and sell in the future if I want to sell? I'm checking out Kristings, Shinings, Gems. Professor, you are already doing the right things. Crystal Shinings, Gym Challenge, Gym Heroes is phenomenal. Still undervalued, in my opinion. But I've been saying that. Honestly, man, I think PSA 7. I think PSA 7 is probably, I would even dare to say I literally had this. Oh wow, this is still zoomed in quite a bit. Let's zoom that out. I literally had this. I still have I have a couple, this whole chunk right here. These are all like PSA 7, PSA 8. So this for Alligator EX is a 7. It's still near mint, right? I think that's still acceptable. This Ancient Mew is a 9. This Gengar is a 5. Honestly, with vintage, it's like anything works really. I would say 5 probably. I would say 5 or higher because there's some nice clean 5s. I said it. Ichi Gods, how we doing? How much is your rental? It is $2,200 a month, and she hasn't complained this month, and the rent is due. Guys, this would be the first month my tenant has not said anything or complained about anything. This might be working out now. I think I fixed everything wrong with the house that she had an issue with. But I'm sure the rental tenant arc will continue. I'm sure something will come up before the month's end. But yeah, 2,200. And honestly, I told Diana, after this, we're either just going to sell that house so that I can stop being so stressed out about paying the bills here. Because that affects everything, right? My creativity, wanting to make videos. It's tough. It's tough when you're dealing with the pressure and the financial stress of everything else. So we might just sell the house, and then I'd be debt free. I'd just be debt free. I'd live in this nice new house, be debt free, and we have everything we want pretty much, and then no more mortgage. So, or I would have a bunch of money, pay down a big chunk of this house, and leave a very small amount left on it to where the mortgage would still be the same, but or not. I could refinance too. If I had that kind of dough, I could refinance too. But I'm gonna be honest. I would rather just pay the whole house off if I could, because the mortgage here is insane with the rates and everything. Anyways, yeah, if we get another person renting, we're gonna ask more. If we go through this again, it's gonna be more like 2,500, 2,700, something like that, because it's not enough to offset my mortgage and the bills here. Yo, Chad, how we doing? Tuscan, how we doing? You guys came in at the tail end. You should get a phone charger case, right? At this point, I do have one. I do have one. Crazy. I pay 250 less for a 2-bed apartment. I mean, you're definitely getting a slightly better deal, but it is a 3-bed house. Even though I do know that there's people in the area that we're renting in that are renting their homes for $1,500 to $1,800 a month, and that's hard to compete with. So you just got to bank on like those places getting filled in, and then you're the last place that's an option for someone to move. Whoa, what? Lovebirds is 3,700 in a 9 and 10K in a 10. Wow, they really held their own. Fletcher, good to know on PSA 5. If a clean copy and higher grade, thanks. Yeah, dude, so when I first started collecting, I was buying PSA 5s. Like I actually bought graded PSA 5s because the value was so good. And looking back, if I would have just bought PSA 5 base set Charizards, like just a boatload of them like I was doing for like 80, $100 a pop, if I just kept buying those and had a huge stockpile of them, it would be one of the most wild like comeback stories ever. Everyone told me it was a waste to have those mid grades. But the hobby was in a different time. It was in its infancy. And now like stuff like a PSA 5 base set Charizard is like what, 300, 400? So that would have been 4xing. That would have 4x'd my money on each of those cards. And it's just a staple to have. Base set Charizard. For anybody that's new in the hobby, I feel like a base set Charizard is just such a great card to start with. Just pick up. It's just so iconic. Lord P, buy Altria stock, 7.67% dividend. Recently went up to 10%. Recently went up 10%. Longest running dividend payer in the stock market. Altria stock. What do they do again? Yeah, dude. Fives are the move. Fives are low-key the move. And I can finally stand on that. So here's what we're going to do. I am going to go downstairs. I will just continue the stream like you guys are right here with me. And for a little bit longer, right? I do my phone, because my phone's going to die like any second now. So I have to get out of this room. And I do have a phone charger downstairs. I don't know how it's going to work while I'm doing the stream, but I could take questions for like another 10 minutes, basically. That's what I would be willing to do. Because at this point, we are now an hour and a half in, and it's 12:30. Diana's going to go to bed soon. I have to spend some time with Diana. Ooh. Good night, all my cardboard friends in the room. All right. It's going to get dark. Oh, no. Oh. Nope, that's the fan. Looks like it's completely dark downstairs. Nope. Okay, there's a light on. Yeah, this is some next level shit right here. I'm taking you guys into the household. Are you playing Sims in here?
Please stop. Please stop.
Wait.
This is an invasion of privacy.
It is an invasion of privacy.
Please
I'm
go away.
invading your privacy.
Really?
Guys, she's got, look at this badass house. Diana, oh! Dude, I wanted everybody to see your Sim setup.
I really don't like what you're doing right now.
She doesn't like it, so I'm gonna stop. She doesn't appreciate it, so I'm gonna stop. Here's Mr. Lizard. He's chilling. We need to clean out his cage. If anybody's wondering how the lizard's doing. She is not happy. I'm gonna get out of there. She's not happy. Okay. I have also never streamed while walking around the house, so this is some new type shit. What's up, Mod? How dare you? Oh, okay. We have light. It's okay, babe. I'm sorry. You know, she could just say that's not nice on the stream itself. Put her on blast. No, I'm going to be on blast after the stream ends. I'm going to get it. Believe you me, I am going to get it. Dude, I am going to show you guys, since I'm down here, I am going to show you guys some of my favorite paintball guns. Just cause I have to like show you guys why I like this shit so much. Oh, I got to get the phone case on. Okay, so my sister works at Tesla. This is like the newest Tesla. I think it might even be a prototype. This is a Tesla. Does it have the logo on it? This is a Tesla. You can barely even see the logo. This is a Tesla phone charger case, and it also doubles as like a stand. So try this. Is it charging? Oh, it's charging. I didn't even know if it was on. Do I have to turn this thing on? Is there an on button for this thing? I don't even know. Sorry, guys. I just had never used that before. So I just set it down like this, and now my phone is charging while I'm doing the stream. It's pretty sweet. Okay, so I am going to get, I'm going to get a couple things out because I want to show you guys some of my favorite paintball guns. Dude, Titman 98. Titman 98 was great. Okay. He's trying to convert us, how they all do it. Is it in a case or like an attachment? The one I use is a case. Like, no. It's just like a stand. It's just like a stand. There's no case. Okay, so first one right here. Why is it so? I'm gonna wipe off the lens. I feel like it's kind of foggy. That's like a little bit better. Maybe not. Okay. First up, we've got the Ego 11, right? I think this is the first one that I picked up coming back. I way overpaid for it, but it's super clean. It came with some extra barrels. Super nice. Nice navy blue and bronze. Oh. Super nice. So there's that one. That was the first big one that I picked up. I went to the field one time and got lit up by an angel. Dude, yeah, angels are sick. The WDP angel, it's really nice. All right, this is my pride and joy so far. This is like my first edition Charizard in the hobby so far. This is the SL74, I think. The Ego 7, technically, SL74. It is the SL stands for super light. This gun feels like it just feels featherweight. Feels featherweight. But dude, look how nice this is, y'all. So it's like art. I look at this stuff kind of like art, the same way I look at Pokemon, and I had to work on some of these guns, and so I kind of form a bond with some of the paintball markers, working on them. Dude, this thing is sick. Okay, I'm gonna try not to talk about it too much. But all right, put that back. Yeah, the SL is my favorite. The SL has, take this back off the stand. The SL has some extra barrels that come with it, which is really, really nice. I'm going as fast as I can, guys, because I know you probably don't care, but I just wanted to share it with you because, okay, so this is the Invert Mini, okay? the Invert Mini was one of the lightest. Like it was like revolutionary when it came out in paintball. Every paintball, a lot of these old speedball guns, they've changed all this now. What happened? There's a, wait a minute. Oh, it's in the actual box itself. All right, so this is an Invert Mini. And what's cool is it had this one came with the original amount the guy paid for it, which I don't know if you guys can see that clearly. He paid $79.99. And this one is a limited edition, 135 of 1,000 ever made. It's okay. You guys can leave if you want to. I don't mind. I get it. But it's really, really cool. And this one is black chrome. 135, number 135 of 1,000. Only 1,000 of these ever made. And it's in mint condition. $250. To me, this is a $1,000 marker. The way I see it, it's just beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful, gorgeous. It's just super, super slick. So when these came out, they were revolutionary because there's no macro line. There's no plastic line that feeds the air to the regulator. This one, the battery is in the grip and the regulator's here and goes up into the bolt, right? So now all guns are pretty much like that. All of the paintball markers are pretty much like that. So this is like not new tech by any means, but this was the first of its kind, and it's so tiny and so lightweight for what it was back then. Dude, this thing's super, super nice. So I have several of these. I have several of the first one that I showed you guys, Egos. My favorite guns are pretty much, my favorite markers, try not to say gun too much. My favorite markers are Invert Minis. I don't know why. Nobody cares about them in the community of paintball. I love them. I think they're amazing. I think they're super cool and unique. Planet Eclipse Egos and Minis. Here we have a really, really minty Ego 10. This one's really, really cool. I know it's not Pokemon. Just bear with me, guys. I would like to get an Angel, a WDP Angel, but they're super difficult to work on, and I don't need more projects than I already have. I'm going to show you guys a couple projects that I'm working on so you get an idea of like where my head's been at recently. Leave things just got, I feel like I'm watching his car videos. Stop it. You stop it. I'm not making car content right now. My 325i BMW, speaking of that little part that I was posted in the Discord, I got my little corner bulb socket today. So I got that. Maybe it's, I wonder if it's like, it's kind of fuzzy over here. I wonder if it's better lighting like this. Yeah, this is better. This is better lighting. I feel like, no? Maybe like this? No? Yeah. Yeah, maybe this is a little bit better. Okay. All right, shut up, Orion. Do the thing. Okay. This is my minty marker, right? I'm changing the game here. I see value where others don't in this hobby right now. And it's to a point where these markers wouldn't even have to work. They would still be valuable to someone who is a collector. Problem is, I don't want to sell markers that don't work. I only want to sell markers that work. And if I sell them and they don't fully work, I'm going to state this needs repair in the title, even if it's a teeny tiny little leak. Okay, so this one's super minty. It's the Ego 10. Black and white. Super clean. Dang it. I'm going to put this down here, actually. Super clean. The guy who sold me this was amazing. He was super meticulous about it. He replaced every single thing there is on this gun, like to a fault. Like I cannot, like it came, like he replaced the grip itself. Like the metal frame that's on here, it had a tiny little ding and he was like, you know what? Before I send this out to you, I'm gonna go ahead and replace that too. I'm like, dude, you don't have to do all of that. So above and beyond. Like I'm putting on a suppressor or something. You guys are starting to see a different side of me right now. Dude, look how nice this is, y'all. Look how nice this is. And tell me, like, I'm crazy for wanting to get back into paintball. And this is 2010. This is old, man. This is vintage. This is 16 years old. But these are my favorite kind of markers. The reason why is you can pull out the bolt just like that. It's so easy to work on and like lube up and change the O-rings. So I like these primarily because they're really easy to work on. And I just think the design is really sexy. The milling on the finish and the body, like those lines, I just think it's really sexy. It might turn on, it might not. Hold on. Look at that. It goes like biddly-doo. See if the solenoid works. Yeah, you can't really hear it, but problem with these is they keep going extinct because the solenoid, the thing that actually gets the gun to fire, they go bad. And so people just like toss them. And it's not many people are out there like myself that still want these and they want to work on them and they want to keep them alive. There's only one big name in Pokemon, and he goes by Curated Paintball. Dude's like, so Curated Paintball, the seller Curated Paintball is like the Z and G Emporium of Pokemon, right? Yo, what's good, Ronald? How we doing? So normally we're talking about Pokemon. I just kind of went off on a side quest to show some of my paintball stuff that I've been really wanting to show. And I could create a separate channel, but I don't think I'm gonna get that deep into it. You know what? Put this barrel down here. I'm sorry, guys. I'm trying to actually put the barrels back in here without messing anything up. In fact, I might just go ahead and sell this grip. I don't need this grip frame. I'm gonna go ahead and part this out. Maybe I should keep an extra grip frame. I don't need it though. Oh, almost just pushed my phone over the side. Okay, that fit in there nicely. So there it is with the box and everything. Anyways, it has everything in it. The box is in mint condition. All these things I factor in. Yo, Steve, how we doing? Yeah, that's a first edition grip right there. First edition grip. All right. So this one's cool. This is called the Geo. I don't know if it was a play on words or what. It's basically ego, but spelled a different way. The ones that you've seen are egos, and you saw the invert mini, which was chrome. So some of these are team versions, right? So there are different teams in paintball, professional teams, and this one is. So this is the Geo. This is the first one that I had. I was really confused when I got it because it just didn't operate the same way that the Egos operate. But it's very similar. You guys can see right here it says Dynasty. So this was a team gun. So they got sponsorships and they got basically free markers. I don't know why I keep saying gun. They got free markers. And this was one of those free markers. Oh, wrong way. Screwing that. Forget you got to screw it the opposite direction. Dude, that's so nice. It's so nice. The colors are so good. And that's about it. I got one more that I'll show you, and then I'll show you guys some projects that I have and kind of my inventory. If you guys have any questions about Pokemon, go ahead and shoot. We still started the stream for Pokemon, so feel free to ask. Don't want to scratch that barrel. Okay, that's in there. Boom. This box is a little bit beat up. I'm kind of bummed about it, but it's just a case at the end of the day. Now, it's really rare if you can get the case and the original box that the case went in. I haven't seen that yet. All right, so this is the Ego 7, probably my favorite Ego in the Ego line. Candle Steven, would you rather have a Koro Mew PSA 9 or a Shining Gyarados PSA 9 Japanese? Ooh, that's tough. That's really tough because I want both of those. I want the Korokoro Mew, and I still want the Shining Gyarados. So that's a good one. Overall, I like Mew a lot more than Gyarados, so I'm going to have to go with Mew on that, and the Korokoro Mew is insane. Now, if we're going to go English, and you'd ask me, you get a PSA 10 Korokoro Mew, or you get a PSA 10 Shining Gyarados First Edition, and they're the same price, I really want to complete the Shinings, and since the Korokoro Mew is not in English, I think I would have to go with the Shining Gyarados. So, but that's like my specific plan, finishing up my collection. All right. So this one actually is a really, really nice condition case. It's in really, really good condition. This gun did not work. This was one of the guns that did not work that I have bonded with. I've trauma bonded with it, and it's beautiful. So this is an Ego 7. What's cool about this one is the seller included all the little accents to change it to black, which is really cool. You don't get that with every Ego where it comes with the whole accent kit. So this piece could change to black. This piece I could change to black. This piece I could change to black. The sensors that sense if the ball is in the breach, it's called an eye sensor. These eye covers I could change to black. Came with, this is a pretty sweet deal. Came with a black trigger, so I could match that as well from the silver trigger, but I personally really like the silver a lot more. I really wish the feed neck was silver too. That would be a nice finishing touch. But anyways, this marker did not fire when I got it, and I spent like hours working on this one trying to figure it out. And then eventually this tiny little, so this is a high pressure regulator and this is a low pressure regulator. This tiny little regulator right here has a teeny tiny little rubber piece, and they get blown to bits all the time. And it is called the LPR seat, or the what do you call that? The oh my god, literally I'm blanking right now. But the LPR seat, the piston head. So LPR seat or piston head. Anyways. You have to adjust the regulators so you get just the right shot. And so that's what's really annoying with paintball is it takes so much time just to get these things running properly. But anyways, that tiny little rubber piece is why this whole system could not function properly. I couldn't believe it. I found out by taking another gun that worked perfectly, and I swapped this piece. I was like, there's no way this is going to work. And I swapped the piece and it shot perfectly. And I'm like, what is different about these pieces? And so I looked at them. And so all this stuff I have not learned online. I've learned a lot of stuff just trial and error, messing with myself, because there's not a lot of information online about paintball. It's not like Pokemon where everyone knows everything in Pokemon. Paintball, there's not a really big, there is a community, but it's a dead sport. So I'm kind of hoping to bring some awareness to that, not necessarily make content on it, but just bring some awareness to it. It's not fully dead, and it's these markers are honestly an artistic craft. They're really beautiful. And this one also came with a black barrel tip that could go with the silver, but I prefer the silver. Oh, that is literally the barrel end right there. It's a great way to strip the barrel. And like everything down to these emblems on here, the Planet Eclipse emblem, everything down to that detail, all that stuff's important to me. It creates value, and every little piece is in mint condition. And so once I got this gun firing again, I was so stoked. I was absolutely so stoked because these things go to the graveyard in paintball. Like people chuck them. They don't want them anymore. They don't fire anymore. This one, the solenoid did not click. So I got the solenoid to click on 2 of the markers that I've worked on by sucking and blowing. I know. Sucking and blowing on the vacuum lines that go to the solenoid in here. And voila, the gun started working again. The solenoid started clicking again because gunk gets stuck in the vacuum lines. Anyways, it's good to shoot these regularly so that they don't get gunked up and die, basically. And so basically, I brought this back from the dead, and so I'm really proud of that. And I should sell it because there's a lot of profit on a gun that you buy used for $240. Now it is a perfectly functioning Ego 7. That's worth more like $400 or $500. So it's not like crazy profits, but it's way more like it makes more sense like why this stuff goes up in value. It's the stuff that functions perfectly goes up the most in value. So you can buy stuff that's used that just needs a little bit of love. The people they're not handy with this stuff. So, and I'm not very handy either, but I'm handy enough to want to learn how to fix this stuff. Anyways, I like where you took it. I'm with it, yeah. Shining Gyarados in 1st and 10 over Koro. Okay, so that's that. Put that 7 away. Okay, so now we'll go for a little field trip. Wow, I actually have 14% battery now, just from charging on there. All right, put these away. Put all these away. Go on a little field trip. And I kind of have been using the kitchen as a workbench, so Diana hasn't been happy with me. Okay. Whew. Okay. All right. Now, take you guys into the workspace. All right, none of these working. The garage. So, Diana's car died, so we actually have space in the garage, which we never have space in the garage. So it's been kind of nice in here because it's kind of part of my workspace. I know it's an absolute mess. Anyways, I've got my air tanks. These air tanks, I use these to test out guns. So I go to the field 5 minutes away and they do free air. So even if I don't play, I can get air whenever I want, which allows me to test all these markers and keep repairing them. Most people don't have a field nearby. These are all hoppers that I got is packages kind of with some of these markers. So I could sell these as well. They go for about like $80. There's not a lot of crazy money in it, but that's the thing is if you get everything looking perfect and you fix it all, then a marker that's fully functioning. Take this one, for example. This right here is wow, this thing is heavy. This is a 2005 Dye DM5. This thing is old. This was like one of the first like really, really good tournament grade speedball guns, I feel like. God, it's heavy. Take this gun, for example. I bought it off of a family. She was like, my husband's done. He doesn't play anymore. This has sat in our closet for 14 years. Look at the condition of this, guys. Look how good of condition this is in. 14 years old. The barrel has like barely any silvering on it, if any at all. It's just like grading Pokemon cards. It's really crazy. Anyways, I bought this for $160. Guys, broken, these things are $300 on eBay. So if I get this gun running again, which right now it turns on and everything. Let's see. Turns on and everything. If I get this running again, this is like potentially like a $600-700 marker. So I'm really excited about that. This one's also a project. Ooh, I got this one for roughly, this one was $120. And that's a steal for this. This is a PM7. It's a lot. It's a lot like the Dye DM5, but it's kind of proto was the poor man's Dye, but they're still really nice. The old protos are still really nice. So this one had a broken ASA, which is the part that the tank screws into. I'm going to replace that ASA, and then we should be good to go. This is like a $500 marker if I can get it fully running. $120 buy-in.
Is this going to turn into a payment account?
No, I don't think so. Just occasionally I might go off on a rant. And just like the OGs, people that stuck around can see some of this stuff. This one,
The OG.
I have tons of parts for. This has been a nightmare for me. This is a DM8, so it's kind of like this one right here, but these are way rarer because it's a lot older. This is 2008 DM8. This thing has been a nightmare. Everything in the seller has been such a pain in the ass. The ASA was a piece of crap. This regulator is a piece of crap. The bolt has bad O-rings on it. The feed neck doesn't have the lever on it. Like, this is like what you call the absolute worst situation you can get in paintball is buying a gun that just everything possible that could go wrong with it is going wrong with it. So that is my worst enemy right now. But I have my player bag. I have a couple other markers that I really like that I got steals on, so I'm keeping those. This is like my private collection. That's my PC collection. And then this is all the stuff I have listed on eBay. Oh, here's another Ego. This one's really nice. So I did all of this in the past 2-3 weeks. So yes, I have had my head elsewhere. And then these are two more that are the first broken guns that I just gave up on. And they're both listed on my eBay just to break even, basically. I decided that was easier than just filing a return. But I have filed more returns than I've ever filed doing paintball. This one just came in today. I need to list that one. This one is special edition, really, really cool. Like really freaking cool. Anodized finish on this one. If I can get it out with one hand. Wow. Just wow. Holy crap, that's cool. So yeah, that's about the gist of it. Just wanted to show you guys some of the stuff that I had going on, what I had cooking, and why I've been kind of all over the place lately, along with running the bar business and doing other stuff. Driving Diana absolutely mad.
Yeah, of course you are.
Anyways, yeah. Sorry, guys. Sorry I just put you through that. Now, if anybody has any questions about paintball or Pokemon, mainly Pokemon, shoot. I'm going to turn on the telly and get my Battlefield ready. I don't know about you guys, and that's the other thing. I could literally put my phone on a tripod or put it on a stand like this, and I could... What? I am going to go to bed soon, but I still need to play some Battlefield. Y'all know how that is. Got to play Battlefield.
I need this.
Dude, I have like 20 to 25 markers right now, and I just sold my first one a couple days ago, so I'm really pumped about it. But I'm kind of hoping like I can roll the profits from Pokemon where it's harder to make more profits. I'm gonna roll that into paintball where I can grow it. So far it's been super stressful, but I feel like I'm finally hitting a stride with it, and I'm like learning how to do it. Yeah, so Lord P, yeah, there's a Tippmann A5. Tippmann A5 is amazing. That was one of the first paintball guns I ever had. I had a Tippmann 98, and then I think love you. My dad bought me and my sister or best buddy, I'm not sure which it was, but he bought us 2 Tippmann 98s. And the Tippmann 98 is like the rental gun of most of these paintball fields. Yeah, then I got an X7, and then I got really into military simulated paintball, and I got into like speedball. Yeah, and then at the very end, before I quit playing paintball, I got into speedball guns like the markers that I've been showing you guys. And now coming back into it, all I want is speedball guns. I don't want any military style looking markers, mainly because they're just not easy. I mean, they're easy to strip down and take apart, but there's not like a massive market for it. There's still a market for it, but there's so many more options with speedball markers. Anyways, this was a huge risk for me, and kind of didn't know how it was going to play out in the beginning, but now I'm starting to feel more confident with it. And a bunch of my listings are in people's carts, and there's watchers. So I'm like, this is starting to heat up. I have to give this some time, give myself some more grace. But I've been picking up enough paintball stuff. Tomorrow, I'm going to go probably to the card shop. I'm off tomorrow, and I have cash to spend. I have tip money. And it's like, dude, shouldn't you pay off your credit card? But here's the thing with your debt. You should leverage it. If you can afford to leverage it and make more money with it, do that. Instead of paying off my card quicker with cash, I'm going to take that cash. I'm going to go to the card shop tomorrow. I'm going to negotiate. I'm going to try and pick up some nice vintage stuff or maybe some modern stuff. I'm going to buy that for cash, no tax, get a better deal on it. I'm going to put that on eBay, and hopefully that stuff will move pretty quick on eBay, and I'll be able to pay off my debt even quicker that way. So yeah. Plus, I find that I get the best deals from the shop when I have cash. So, but yeah. If you guys have anything you're doing right now that you feel like works for you in Pokemon, feel free to share. I just feel like for me, it's just super easy to go to the shop, buy a couple cards with cash or buy a stack of cards with cash, and then come home, list everything individually, and let it sit. And just basically and then eventually it starts working for me. Like right now, I'm definitely at a point where every day I get offers on stuff. I should accept people's offers more than not, but I have a tendency to want to wait till I get the exact price that I'm looking for. I don't know if you guys game at all. One of these days, I want to do a stream. I want to do a stream showing Battlefield. But yeah, I got nothing else. I got nothing else for you. I'm closing up the stream in like 2 minutes. You guys hear that beautiful sound? That's my Xbox heating up. No, I don't want to do Netflix. Well, it looks like we're all set. If nobody has any other questions, might be time to close up stream. I appreciate you guys coming out, and I hope it was a good time. I hope it was cool seeing like a different perspective, and it was nice to be able to share some of that stuff because I've held a lot of information in my head for the last couple of weeks. So that was pretty cool. And maybe I'll do that on streams more often. Like at the end of the stream, show like the 2 newest paintball guns I got or something like that. Okay, guys. Well, I'm going to let everybody go. You guys have a fantastic night. And thank you so much for coming out to the stream and supporting me and literally staying all the way till the end, to the point where I have like literally nothing else to say. I appreciate the hell out of you guys. Anyways, tomorrow I'm going to try and make a video talking about that. I still need to finish watching all of it, but talking briefly about the Caleb Hammer video and kind of like that collector and how like what he represents in the hobby. But tonight was a good stream. I appreciate you guys. Peace.